Nikola Jokic, the reigning MVP, currently playing on a Denver roster that is really struggling with injuries, and yet he has not gotten the recognition or credit he deserves this season, but continues to be the leader of this Denver Nuggets team, makes them currently a playoff team, and remains a top 5 player in the NBA. Let's talk about how important Nikola Jokic is to the Denver Nuggets and how good he is in the grand picture of the NBA. The Denver Nuggets are currently 18-7, above 500, 5 seed in the West, and that's with Jamal Murray not having played a single game this season, and Michael Porter Jr. only having played 9 games at the start of the year, and you could argue in those 9 games he was more of a detriment to the team than he was positive. However, take Nikola Jokic out of the lineup, and the Denver Nuggets are 1-4 on the year, with 3 of those losses being by double figures, and their sole win being a 3-point win over the struggling Indiana Pacers. Nikola Jokic has one of the highest usage rates in the NBA, second in the NBA or third in the NBA this year, if I'm not mistaken. It's higher by a few percentage points than it was for him last year, so he's had to step up even more for this group, and Denver really struggles offensively without him in the lineup. And as mentioned, with Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray not on the team, Jokic just has to do that much more on the offensive end. His need on this team is large. But despite that less help, Jokic remains unfazed, continues to play at a superstar level, and he's one of the best, if not the best, offensive bigs in the history of the NBA who have ever played. Jokic has about as complete an offensive game as you could want as far as a big man goes in the NBA. Unless you're a complete freak of nature and not a true traditional big in the sense of a true big for someone like Giannis, who does get some minutes at the 5, especially come playoff time. And even then, you could argue Giannis doesn't have as complete as an offensive game, simply due to the fact of his 3-point shot not being as effective. Jokic is one of the best passers in the NBA, period. And you don't have to say best passing big men, one of the best passing bigs. He's just one of the best passers and playmakers in the league, period. Whether it be from the perimeter, out of double teams, triple teams, at the elbow, top of the key, in the post, or from time to time off the dribble. Jokic knows how to create offense for himself, knows how to create for others, and knows how to get the ball to others. Finding open cutters, open teammates down in the post, and that's what makes Jokic so hard to defend and what makes him so valuable to an offense. Is that he can score in so many different ways, but when teams send multiple defenders at him at the elbow, at the paint, in the paint, down on the block, he can make you pay. His passing and vision is so good that if you're going to double or triple team him, he is going to find that open guy more times than he isn't. Throw that in with some pick and roll scoring, the ability to space the floor from 3, although he has shot worse from 3 this year than in previous years, but it's still at a respectable level that you have to respect. It makes him extremely difficult to defend and in turn extremely valuable to a team's offense because he can get buckets for himself. He draws more attention, and with that attention he draws, his passing ability allows him to find the open guys on the offense. However, the brilliance about Nikola Jokic is that while being one of the best offensive bigs in NBA history, he, at this point in time in his career, impacts the game so much more in other facets than simply his offense, as he has improved his conditioning, improved his fitness, improved his defense. But firstly, let's talk about the rebounding. Now, Nikola Jokic is pretty much never the best athlete in the gym on most nights, even at his position, although at times he is. But he has improved his athleticism massively compared to earlier in his career, improved his mobility at this point in time in his career due to his hard work and getting in the gym and improving his conditioning. But throw in that improved athleticism mainly with his size, his height, and his intelligence and work ethic, and how he uses his body in his physical way and in an intelligent way to get rebounds. And he is just an absolutely great rebounder, especially this season. He's usually always been about a 9 to 10 rebound per game guy, but this year he sits up at 14 rebounds per game. He is very much a hard worker, but also an intelligent rebounder on both ends of the floor. It's absolutely amazing numbers for someone who's not the most athletically gifted big when you're comparing him to someone like Rudy Gobert, who's getting those types of rebound numbers. It's absurd rebound numbers for someone with the athleticism of Jokic, which again has improved a lot, but he's still not some elite tier NBA athlete. With all that in mind, we have still not even talked about Nikola Jokic's defensive impact and how much he has made leaps and bounds of improvements on that end of the floor throughout the last couple of years. Jokic used to be a negative defender, but he has gotten in the gym, he's improved his physical shape and conditioning, and he's just learned more about the defensive end in the NBA while having more physical attributes to be able to help him on that end now. And he's turned into very much being a positive defender. He has the best defensive rating on this Denver Nuggets team. And this Denver Nuggets defense is actually middle of the pack to top 10 at times now, which is not something we would have ever said about the Denver defense in previous years. He's much more mobile, much more fleet of foot, can protect the rim a little bit more now, is a much better pick and roll defender than he used to be, and is now the anchor of this Denver Nuggets defense. Sure, Nikola Jokic is never going to be Bam Adebayo or Rudy Gobert levels of dominant on the defensive end. He just doesn't have that level of raw athleticism, but he's gone from a negative to a pretty darn good positive, and while being the best offensive center debatably in NBA history, it's a pretty nice piece to have alongside in your game. When you consider the fact he is the anchor of the Denver Nuggets defense, can make opposing defenses pay in so many ways on the offensive end, you kind of start to understand how important Jokic truly is to the success of the Denver Nuggets. Jokic will likely continue to not get his respect and not get people talking about him as much as he should, simply due to the fact that he is in Denver, not in a big market, and not in a team that is looking to contend this year. But Jokic is silently continuing to play like a superstar and is leading the team that is most likely going to be the least talked about NBA title contender if everyone can come back healthy and at the same level for next season. That is my thoughts on Nikola Jokic, how impactful he is and how crucial he is to this Denver Nuggets team now and moving forward. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.